Are you tired of looking in the mirror and seeing flat, lifeless hair that seems to have lost its personality along with your last decade? You're not alone. By age 50, most women lose about 40% of their hair volume, and that daily heat styling routine you've relied on for years is actually making things worse. But what if I told you that some of the most elegant, confident women I know have discovered the secret to gorgeous, voluminous hair without touching a single hot tool? Today, I'm sharing 5 game-changing techniques that will transform your thin, flat hair into a style that's not just beautiful, but authentically you. These aren't your grandmother's old-fashioned tricks. These are modern, sophisticated approaches that work with your hair's natural texture, not against it. Stay with me because by the end of this video, you'll have a complete roadmap to hair that looks fuller, feels healthier, and gives you that confidence boost you've been missing. 1. The power of strategic parting. Why your side part is aging you. Let's start with something you do every single day without thinking about it. Where you part your hair. That same side part you've been wearing since the Reagan administration? It's doing you zero favors, and here's why. When you part your hair in the same spot for years, you're essentially training your hair to lie flat in that exact pattern. The hair follicles get comfortable, the roots lose their natural lift, and you end up with what I call partition depression, that visible line where your scalp shows through more than anywhere else. But here's the beautiful thing about changing your part. It's instant volume without any products or tools. When you shift your part to the opposite side, or even to the center, you're forcing your hair to stand up and take notice. Those roots that have been sleeping on the job suddenly have to work, creating natural lift and movement. For women with fine hair, I recommend the zigzag part technique. Instead of drawing a straight line with your comb, create a subtle zigzag pattern. This breaks up that harsh line and creates the illusion of more hair at the roots. It's like optical illusion styling. Your eye can't quite pin down where your hair begins and ends, so it appears fuller. If you've been center parting for years, try a deep side part about 2 inches from your ear. This creates asymmetry that's incredibly flattering and modern. The longer side will naturally fall forward, framing your face, while the shorter side shows off your cheekbones. The key is to change your part when your hair is slightly damp, not soaking wet, but with just enough moisture to be moldable. Part it, then let it air dry in this new position. Your hair will start to develop memory in this new pattern, and within a week, you'll notice how much more body and movement you have. Remember, your part is like the foundation of a house. Everything else builds from there. Get this right, and you're already halfway to gorgeous hair. 2. Velcro rollers aren't just for volume, they're your secret weapon for shape. I can almost hear you thinking, Velcro rollers? Really? What is this, 1985? But hear me out, because modern Velcro roller techniques are nothing like what you remember from decades past. These aren't about creating helmet hair or tight curls. They're about creating sophisticated shape and movement that looks completely natural. The secret is in the size and placement. For women over 50 with fine hair, large Velcro rollers, about 1.5 to 2 inches in diameter, are your best friends. They create gentle curves and lift without the drama of smaller rollers. Here's my foolproof technique. Start with hair that's about 80% dry. If your hair is too wet, the rollers will take forever to set. If it's completely dry, they won't hold. Section your hair into 6 parts. Think of it like slicing a pizza. You want 1 section at the very crown, 2 sections on each side from temple to ear, and 1 section across the back. The crown section gets rolled back and up. This is where you want maximum lift. The side sections get rolled back and slightly down, following the natural curve of your head. This creates that beautiful shape that frames your face without looking overdone. Here's the game changer. Don't roll every piece of hair. Leave some sections loose and natural. This creates what stylists call broken texture. Some pieces have gentle curves, while others fall naturally. It's this imperfection that makes the style look effortless and modern. Keep the rollers in for 20 to 30 minutes while you do other things. Have your coffee, check emails, whatever. The beauty of this method is that you're not standing in front of a mirror with a blow dryer and round brush fighting with your hair. You're letting the rollers do the work while you live your life. When you remove the rollers, don't immediately brush or comb your hair. Instead, use your fingers to gently separate and lift the sections. This maintains the shape while keeping everything soft and natural looking. The result? Hair that has movement, body, and a professional-looking shape that lasts all day. And the best part? Your hair is actually healthier because you're not exposing it to damaging heat. 3. Dry shampoo as a texturizing tool, not just a quick fix. Let's revolutionize how you think about dry shampoo. Most women use it as an emergency measure, a quick spray when they're running late and their hair looks greasy. But dry shampoo can be your secret weapon for creating texture and volume in clean hair, especially if you have fine, flat strands that seem to lack personality. The key is choosing the right dry shampoo and using it strategically. Look for formulas that contain rice starch or cornstarch rather than harsh chemicals. These natural ingredients add grit and texture without weighing your hair down or leaving that telltale white residue. Here's my technique for using dry shampoo as a styling tool. Start with clean, completely dry hair. Section your hair into layers. Lift the top layer and clip it away. Spray the dry shampoo onto the underneath layers, focusing on the roots and mid-lengths. The goal isn't to absorb oil, since your hair is already clean, but to add texture and grip. Work the product in with your fingertips, really massaging it into the roots. This creates lift and gives your hair something to hold on to. Fine hair is often too slippery to hold any style, but the dry shampoo creates friction that helps styles last longer. Now here's the advanced technique. Spray some dry shampoo on your palms and run them lightly through the lengths of your hair. This creates what stylists call lived-in texture, that slightly undone, effortless look that's so popular right now. For extra volume, flip your head upside down and spray the dry shampoo at the roots. Then massage it in while your head is still inverted. When you flip back up, you'll have incredible lift that lasts all day. The timing matters too. I recommend applying dry shampoo the night before you want to wear your hair down. Let it work overnight. It'll absorb any natural oils and create even better texture by morning. Just give your hair a quick shake and run your fingers through it, and you're ready to go. This technique works especially well before using any of the other methods I'm sharing. The dry shampoo creates a foundation that helps Velcro rollers grip better and makes any style last longer. 4. The right haircut that lifts without a blow dryer. The right haircut can do more heavy lifting than any styling tool or product. When you have fine, flat hair, the cut becomes even more crucial because it's the architecture that everything else builds on. The wrong cut will have you fighting your hair every single day, while the right cut will have you looking put together with minimal effort. The biggest mistake I see women over 50 making is thinking they need to keep their hair longer to look younger. In reality, the opposite is often true. Hair that's too long for your hair type will only emphasize the thinness and drag down what little volume you have. The magic length for most women with fine hair is between the jawline and shoulders. This length allows for movement and body without the weight that pulls everything down. But it's not just about length. It's about the internal structure of the cut. Ask your stylist for internal layers rather than traditional layers. Internal layers are cut into the hair in a way that creates body and movement without removing weight from the perimeter. This means you keep the fullness around your face while gaining volume throughout. The lob with movement is particularly flattering for women over 50. It's a long bob that hits just below the shoulders, with subtle layers that create natural lift. The key is having the layers start at cheekbone level, not higher. Higher layers can look dated and harsh. Face framing is crucial, but it needs to be done strategically. Instead of short, choppy pieces around your face, ask for longer, sweeping pieces that start at your cheekbones and gradually get longer. These pieces should be cut at an angle that lifts away from your face rather than falling straight down. The neckline is equally important. A graduated neckline, where the hair is slightly shorter in the back and longer at the sides, creates automatic lift and prevents that flat, straight-across look that can be so aging. Bangs can be tricky with fine hair, but if you want them, opt for soft, wispy bangs rather than blunt, thick ones. Side swept bangs that blend seamlessly into your layers are the most forgiving and create the illusion of fuller hair overall. Remember, a great cut should look good even when you do absolutely nothing to it. When you wake up in the morning, your hair should fall into a flattering shape with just a quick finger comb. That's the mark of a truly excellent cut for fine hair. 5. How silk scarves can create volume illusions and elevate style instantly. This final technique might surprise you because it's not about changing your hair at all. It's about creating the illusion of fuller, more voluminous hair through strategic accessorizing. Silk scarves are having a major moment in fashion, and they're particularly powerful tools for women who want to add visual interest and apparent volume to their hairstyles. The key is understanding how to use scarves to create optical illusions that make your hair appear fuller and more substantial. When you weave a silk scarf through your hair or use it as a headband, you're adding color, texture, and visual weight that tricks the eye into seeing more hair than is actually there. Here's one of my favorite techniques, the woven crown method. Start with hair that has some texture, either from the dry shampoo technique I mentioned earlier or from sleeping in a loose braid. Take a silk scarf about 2 inches wide and starting at one ear, weave it over and under small sections of hair along your hairline, creating a headband effect. Secure it behind the opposite ear with bobby pins that match your hair color. This technique does several things. It adds visual volume at the crown, where we often lose hair first. It creates a focal point that draws attention upward, and it gives you an instantly polished, European-inspired look that's both sophisticated and effortless. For a more subtle approach, try the hair ribbon technique. Braid a thin silk scarf right into a loose side braid, letting some pieces fall free around your face. The scarf adds bulk to the braid while creating beautiful color contrast. This works especially well if your hair has gone gray or white. The pop of color from the scarf creates vibrancy and interest. The twisted headband is perfect for second-day hair or when you want to keep hair off your face. Take a square silk scarf and fold it diagonally, then roll it into a rope. Position it like a headband, but instead of laying it flat, twist it once at the top of your head. This creates a beautiful focal point and gives the illusion of fuller hair at the crown. Color choice matters enormously. If you want maximum volume illusion, choose scarves in colors that contrast with your hair. Lighter scarves against darker hair, or vibrant colors against neutral hair tones. If you prefer a more subtle effect, choose scarves in the same color family as your hair, but in a different shade or with a subtle pattern. The beauty of silk scarves is their versatility. You can use the same scarf multiple ways throughout the week, as a hair accessory, around your neck, or even tied to your handbag. These 5 techniques work beautifully on their own, but they're even more powerful when you combine them. Start with the strategic part, add some dry shampoo for texture, set a few sections with Velcro rollers while your coffee brews, and finish with a silk scarf detail. The entire routine takes less than 30 minutes, requires no heat styling, and creates a look that's polished, modern, and authentically you. Remember, the goal isn't to fight against your hair's natural texture or to try to recreate the hairstyles you wore in your 20s. It's about working with what you have now and finding ways to make it look its absolute best. Your hair at 50 and beyond can be some of the most beautiful, confident hair of your life. It just requires a slightly different approach. The most elegant women I know have learned this secret. It's not about having perfect hair. It's about having hair that moves beautifully, catches the light, and makes you feel like the best version of yourself. These techniques will get you there. No heat required,